at Oakland University coming up this weekend. An important set of conversations and discussions on diversity and anti-racism work will happen at the 20th Annual Diverse Voices Conference that will happen virtually via Zoom, 10 a.m. on Saturday, October 29th. Joining us now is the founder and the president of the Diverse Voices Initiative, Dr. Chaunda L. Scott from Oakland University, with us on the Megacast. Dr. Scott, thanks for being with us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on to talk about this. The 20th Annual Diverse Voices Conference will be happening this weekend over Zoom. It's a great opportunity for people in the community to learn about the diverse voices in the community, but also they have really important discussions and get important information on anti-racism work that is happening in our community and that continues to need to happen in our community to bridge those gaps that we continue to see so often rear their ugly heads in our society nowadays. 20 years of this has been going on through Oakland University. So tell us about the Diverse Voices Initiative and some of its basic goals, not just at Oakland, but in the greater community.
Well, it's a program that I started when I first came to Oakland. I had attended the Harvard Graduate School of Education for my master's and Teachers College, Columbia University, and I was just really excited how students there would just want to meet for coffee and find out about what's going on in your town. I mean, people from Spain and Germany, people you normally don't connect with. So I wanted to create something that was focused on diversity, which was my area of study in both my master's and PhD work. And so I came up with the idea of the Diverse Voices Conference to provide a platform for students, faculty, staff, and community leaders to share a platform together. So this is a program where students participate and they don't get a grade for. They just want to have something to say. They have something to add. As I learned, students come to the university with knowledge already. And many times we don't tap into that because, you want to hear what I have to say. So I have found it to be a wonderful conference. It provides a platform for students to engage, with the public. It's an opportunity to enhance their critical thinking skills, their public speaking skills. I think it does a lot. I think at the college level, there's far too few opportunities for students to share their intellectual capital and many opportunities like for football and basketball. So, I'm doing a small piece to try to level the playing field, but I can't take all of the credit because each time the conference rolls, then students from the audience will come and say, I want to do it next year. I want to do it next year. And so that has been the driving force because, like I said, it was like an experiment. But, I'm just happy to see that Oakland students want to engage in, these critical conversations, as you mentioned, that are so important, especially now.
And it's important too because this year's conference theme is anti-racism work, a necessity in the 21st century and beyond. And it's about expanding these conversations beyond identifying identifying systemic issues and certainly systemic racism, because it's one thing to identify that in the community. It's another thing to work toward solutions. So how does this conference, or how do you plan on with this conference, with those that will be speaking, the conversations that will be had to make that distinction between identifying racism and identifying systemic issues and addressing them head on in our communities?
Mm-hmm. Good question. Well, I believe the students that came forward this year are coming at it from different points of view, which they do at all conferences because the title is usually broad. So it gives people a lot of leeway to come at it. So I think people are going to share their own experience. I have a diverse group of speakers. I think one of our speakers is coming from the autism field, and she's going to be talking about what she can do in that field. We have another speaker that's an educator, that's a principal, that's going to be coming forward talking about it. And then our keynote speaker is a professor of marketing, which is Dr. Janetta Sims from the University of Central Oklahoma. And she's also the dean of the graduate college. And her and I have worked together before because she has a similar program that's called Diverse Scholars. And I had Diverse Voices. And so we have kind of combined those efforts. But I do think the whole point of the conference is, for people at different levels, whether you're a dean of a graduate college or undergraduate student in the College of Liberal Arts, you're saying, what am I going to do? And I think that's what's really missing. It's just like you said, we can identify the problems, but what are we doing about the problems? So hopefully this will be a match starter, to get people thinking about what can I do? Because all of us have to do this. It's not one person's job.
More information can be found on this conference, and a link to the Zoom meeting can also be found by visiting oakland.edu/OU magazine. Oakland.edu/OU magazine. There's a great article about it called Virtual Diverse Voices Conference to explore the necessity of anti-racism work with keynote speaker Dr. Janetta D. Sims. Again, on oakland.edu. And that conference coming up on Saturday, October 29th. That's this week, Saturday at 10 a.m. virtually via Zoom. We're joined by the founder and the president of the Diverse Voices Initiative at Oakland University, Dr. Chaunda L. Scott, on today's edition of the Megacast. What's your suggestion for your students and for other participants in this conference to take what they learn and what they discuss at this conference on Saturday over Zoom and take from that day all that knowledge and put it into action? What steps can they take that day and in the days, weeks, and months ahead to make change in their area of the community based on what they learn on Saturday?
Well, that's a good question. I think that, they can really learn from the student perspective all the way up to the faculty perspective, to the things they're doing. And hopefully that will encourage them to do more reading, to be more aware of what's being presented in the news, make a better connection, have a better understanding about the critical nature of racism in society and how all of us need to engage in anti-racism work.
Again, more information can be found on oakland.edu for more information on the Diverse Voices Conference. This year's theme, anti-racism work, a necessity in the 21st century and beyond. And again, that is a Zoom conference, 10 a.m. Saturday, October 29th, 10 a.m. virtually via Zoom. A number of great speakers here too as well. But beyond this conference, it's your 20th annual conference, happens once a year. What other initiatives are put on throughout the year or other discussions throughout the year if people want to get involved in the Diverse Voices Initiative at Oakland?
Mm-hmm. Well, previously we've had other initiatives that would support the diverse voices. So we had the Bernie Middle School Jazz Band. We've had a debate. We've had a poetry contest. So we do a lot of things, but usually the conference is just once a year. But Oakland does have a lot of activities on their website through the Center of Multicultural Initiatives that I encourage our participants to check out when they go on the Oakland link, because we do have a lot of events that are open to the community.
Again, that this year's conference, the Diverse Voices Annual Conference, the 20th annual conference, is happening Saturday, October 29th at 10 a.m. over Zoom. You can find more information online at oakland.edu. That's oakland.edu. Go over to their Oakland University News through Oakland University Magazine, oakland.edu/OU Magazine. Read the article, Virtual Diverse Voices Conference to explore necessity of anti-racism work. For more information on this year's conference, the Diverse Voices Initiative at Oakland University, and of course, to click on that Zoom link and join Dr. Scott and others for these important discussions on Saturday. Dr. Scott, I want to give you a couple more minutes. Anything else you'd like to discuss on the Diverse Voices Initiative, certainly this year's conference, or other information we haven't discussed yet today?
Well, I just want to encourage, people to, check us out. It's a free conference. It provides good discussion, good speeches, and also this year we're featuring the renowned Oakland University Steel Drum Band. And if you had not heard them, they're just awesome. It was something I wanted to do over my 20 years at Oakland, was to learn how to do that. Now it's 20 years later and I still haven't learned. So I want people to check it out because they are awesome and they do provide conferences as well. But my other work involves at Oakland University. I'm also the coordinator of the Graduate Human Diversity, Inclusion, and Social Justice Certificate Program. So it's an opportunity for students and business professionals to come back and get some more learning in these areas that they may not have gotten in their academic preparation. So that program was launched in 2019, and it's going very well. We're attracting students not only in Michigan, but from the surrounding areas, Wisconsin, Chicago area as well. So that's going really well. And I teach the diversity courses in my program, the Department of Organizational Leadership in the School of Education. And so I think that my work, it really feeds into one another. Many academic professionals, have a variety of areas that they explore. But for me, my teaching, scholarship, and service is all focused in one area. So I'm just really energetic about it. Just as I started some 20 years ago, I feel just as energetic. So I'm just really excited this year to see that the conference has maintained 20 years and going strong.
Really important information and great conversation, a chance for an excellent learning opportunity this weekend, Saturday, October 29th, 10 a.m. via Zoom. It's the Diverse Voices Initiative's annual conference happening on Saturday. More information on all these on this program and all programs at Oakland University can be found on oakland.edu. Dr. Scott, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.